Let's look at this problem. I already worked out the solution here, so I'm gonna explain how I get these solutions. First of all, you wanna visualize the question by making a sketch like that. So after reading through the question, I'm gonna let 25, this is the height of the street light, this is the woman, and L is the distance of the length of her shadow. X is the distance from this woman to the street light. Now the first thing that we need to do is to write an equation that relates L and X. By the way, we should interpret all the information given here. We do know there's a 8 feet per second. That's the rate the woman walks towards the straight line. So I'm going to write this using the symbol that we have. So that means dx dt equals 8 feet per second. When I write this, I have to be very careful because actually this distance is decreasing. The distance is decreasing. So therefore the distance is decreasing, therefore the rate is negative right here. So I will write negative 8 feet per second. A little bit of geometry is involved. When we wanna link L and X together, so we look at these two triangles. One is this smaller one, the other one is this bigger one. They are similar. So when they're similar, then you have the ratio of the corresponding sides should be equal, which means this side is the one leg of the smaller triangle over this side, which is the corresponding side in the bigger triangle, should be equal to this side of the smaller triangle over this side of the larger triangle. So which means when I write this ratio, I'll write this. L over the total of the other one would be L plus X equals 5 over 25. And you can certainly quickly cancel 5 and this can be reduced as 1/5. Which means 5L is equal to 5L plus 5 times L, there should be no 5 right here. I need to erase that. I was trying to cross multiply. So therefore this is L plus X because this becomes 1 now after cancelling the 5. So therefore 4L equals X. That's why I write 4L equals X right here. So we've done the first part. The second one is differentiate both sides and then with respect to t. So basically this 4L equals X is the same as L equals 1/4 X. When you differentiate both sides, that means dL dt is 1/4 dx dt. That's how I get to this solution. The next one is we want to find the rate of change of the length of the woman's shadow. That means I want to find how fast this length is decreasing. So dL dt is what we are trying to find. And because from this equation, dL dt depends only on dx dt. So therefore, I'm going to continue to use this equation. dL dt is going to be 1/4 times dx dt, which is given by here. So I'm going to plug in negative 8, which is negative 2. That's how I get to the negative 2. And you can quickly figure out the units because this is length and the bottom is the time, so feet per second. The very last question, what is the rate of change of the tip of her shadow? So now we need to look at the tip. Actually, the tip, so don't get confused by this tip and the length of the shadow. They are different things. For the tip of her shadow, how fast it's changing, basically you're looking at how fast the tip is approaching the light. So I'm gonna call this total length as S. Put it in another way, what we are looking for the second part is ds dt. That's what we are looking for. Now at that moment, again we need to use a little geometry here. The smaller triangle is similar to the bigger triangle. That means the following must be true. L over S should be equal to 5 over 25. Let me explain that quickly. L is the length of this smaller triangle. S is the corresponding side of the bigger triangle. So these two ratios should be equal to the 5, which is the smaller, the leg of the smaller triangle, over 25, which is the corresponding side of the larger triangle. That's how we get to here. And of course, again, this can be cancelled. You get to 1/5, which means 5L is equal to S. Now when you want to find the ds dt, so you differentiate both sides, which means 5dl dt. What is dl dt? It is this guy, -2. So at the end, I'm gonna plug in -2 here. That's how I get to -10 for ds dt. So that's why I get to here. And the units should be feet per second. So this is it.